Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Amazon Ads Raw. Today, the Unboxed edition. We'll talk about all the new stuff that came through to us through the Unboxed event some days ago in Nashville. And some of these things are actually pretty interesting for you as sellers and advertisers. Some of the things I really like and some of the things I don't like at all. And we'll cover some of the details in today's video, so stay tuned. Whoop. So first of all, let's talk about Unboxed real quick. Unboxed is an event that happens once a year. It's specifically designed from Amazon for advertisers. So this is not Amazon Innovate or however the other conference is called that just happened in Seattle some weeks back. This is specifically for the ads. And some of the key announcements here are listed on the website, but they're missing some. So we'll go through them and I'll explain you everything in detail. In case you follow me on LinkedIn, I also posted about most of these updates and how I'll think about them on LinkedIn already. However, LinkedIn is not very good when it comes to reach, at least when you write an article. Not many people have read it, so I'll do this video. I'll link the LinkedIn post as well. I also was interviewed from one of the leading AI newsletters out there from Joanna. She works at Amazing Wave, which is an AI company based in London, and she writes one of the best AI newsletters for e-commerce and or for sellers in general. And she interviewed me about what I think on all of these kind of certain things that are happening. So let's start, let's start about talking about these. One thing, simplification. Having one console to control everything is very good. I love it. This is a very good new feature, and we've seen that in the past already being kind of created. The whole thing that Amazon DSP and Amazon sponsored campaigns are living in two different consoles and two different universes never really made sense for me. It made sense for me in some, let's say, very specific regards, but it never really made sense for me that I need to log in into a different world. I mean, Amazon integrated that at some point into the menu, but still it was like a different entity. So it was kind of connecting to a different entity and so on and so forth. Now everything seems to come together. Everything is in one place, the Amazon ads, let's call it experience. And, you have your campaign managers in there, your data, your AMC, your DSP, whatever you want, you have all in that. You can create campaigns. Everything is in one place. I like that a lot. This will help with operational management. If you're running sponsored ads and DSP, you can now run it from one interface and you don't need to, go back and forth between the interfaces, which I'll think is great. I don't know if this will also reduce the barrier of entry for DSPs. Let's see about that. But this is a great thing. One thing, everything in one place. Now Amazon just needs to make sure that this stays organized, because currently the ad console, if we are honest to ourselves, looks a little bit chaotic, especially the home screen. You can see it here as well a little bit. Let me try to zoom in here. Not sure why I cannot zoom in with the mouse wheel, but this is how it looks right now already. You have your AI thingy, you have your recommendations, you have a chart, you have another chart here, you have selections here, then you have the campaign view. So it's a little bit too much for me at some point. All right, but checkmark, simplification, love it. AI, next up, AI-powered innovation. Now this looks also interesting. However, I am a bit concerned. The reason why I'm concerned is AI agents that create campaigns based on my inputs and prompts are dangerous. Because what if my inputs are not correct or they're missing something? How would an AI agent work with these kind of scenarios if I mess up something? Or, if he hallucinates or whatever kind of happens, it still needs manual preparation from me. So right now I cannot just say, hey, create campaigns. It seems this is more for the DSP at the moment, these kind of campaign creation agents. So what they showed was a workflow where you would upload your media plan to the ads agent, and then the ads agent would build a campaign structure based on your media plan. That makes sense. However, the output would only be as good as your input. So shit in, shit out means they're not making your campaign setup better. It's not automatically telling you, hey, this is not a good option for you. You should not do this kind of specific breakdown. You should not do reach and frequency or whatever kind of is available. Still, this is great. And I would love to see this coming over to sponsored ads, like a workflow where I can, create campaigns based on certain rules or create campaigns based on whatever I want to do. This would be cool. Another AI-powered innovation they announced is the Creative AI Studio. This is live already since a while, and the newest kind of version where you can prompt it and kind of interact with it is also live since a few weeks already. I've played around with it, and my take on that is it's great if you don't have other tools. So if you don't have other AI tools that help you with creative design, then these are good. The main benefit I currently see with the AI Creative Studio is everything is simplified inside this place. I don't need to go into ChatGPT to get this. I don't need to go to Gemini and Nano Banana to get this. I don't need to go there and get this. Everything is inside here. I don't need to download and upload all of my images back and forth between all the platforms. It's simple as clicking on Creative Studio, clicking on Create Video, and that's it. So this is amazing. The results, however, are not amazing yet. Most other tools out there are better in the creative results, I would say. All right. Full funnel advertising. This sounds, also very interesting. I'm not sure about this to be very specific. Sounds like, you can now do everything in one place, or maybe, one campaign for everything. But let's not talk about this too much because I actually haven't looked into full funnel advertising myself. It seems, this is just combining all of their announcement. Another announcement which is not on the website, which is live since today or yesterday, is sponsored product video campaigns. And this is a, let's say, two-sided sword for me, because of two things. First of all, everything that has a video right now creates another complexity layer. If I can now add videos to my sponsored product campaigns, I'll need these videos. That's complexity. If I don't have videos, I need to create them. If I don't have good videos, I need to create them. And then I also need to select the good videos and so on and so forth. And my current assumption is that these sponsored product video campaigns, or partially, would deliver on the existing sponsored brand placements. If there's new incremental placements to be created from Amazon, then this is amazing. You will have a first mover advantage. If not, then your sponsored product video campaigns would just compete with other sponsored brand video campaigns on the same placement. So it's not a first mover advantage. It's more like an Amazon game or play to get more revenue, because most advertisers are not using sponsored brands and sponsored display still. That's why they push even more features on sponsored products. So let's see about that. I'm not sure it's live yet. It looks interesting inside the ad console, but I'm not sure where they would show up. And if it's the same placement like with sponsored brands, then this seems to be more of a play from Amazon than an actual, beneficial play for advertisers, because it has the same operational, load, and, it's not giving you any incremental new placements. Maybe it has a little less load because the campaign already exists and you just need to add a video. All right. The other thing is besides sponsored product videos, is also kind of connected to the AI-powered innovation. I forgot about that earlier. Sorry. AI-powered innovation. There's also an AMC agent, which I also tested already, and you can see it in my last videos about AMC audiences. I created a AMC query with this agent. I asked them, hey, I want to create an audience that is based on view products, but they have not purchased at all, whether paid nor organically. And then the agent created the SQL for this specific audience for me, which I like a lot, helps a lot. Most of us are not SQL native. Most of us are not technical enough to actually set up these custom queries. And this is actually helping to, bridge the gap between the technical and the non-technical people, and allowing you to come up with some fancy audiences that could help for advertising or bid adjustments. All right, last but not least, and this is where I'll feel very much played from Amazon, to be honest, is the sponsored product prompts. I saw a post about this today on LinkedIn as well, where somebody showed me how this looks like. And I'll give you kind of the explanation of the sponsored product prompts. You all know there is Amazon Rufus. Rufus, the AI agent assistant on Amazon that helps customers kind of find the right products or learn more about the products. They can ask Rufus about certain things, and then it comes up with recommendations, maybe also other questions that you might ask. And the questions that it comes up with, they are AI generated, right? It thinks about, hey, what could be helpful for this customer? Then it comes up with a question that you can ask him, and then it comes up with an answer to that. Now imagine that these questions that the AI comes up with, it's not a question from a person typing it in, it's an AI coming up with a question that you might have. And now these questions can be sponsored. And now the thing is, you're the one sponsoring them. So Amazon comes up with these prompts for your products on your product detail pages. And then it says, this is a good prompt. I want to be sponsored. So it goes to its own sponsored product campaigns, your sponsored product campaigns. And it says, please sponsor this prompt. Now you sponsor this prompt. Eventually a sale happens. Amazon earns the click on the prompt, the click price, plus the sale feeds as usual. The reason why I don't like this, it feels like an internal loop. So it's not a customer asking, looking for a product, and I say, oh, he's looking for a coffee machine. My ad should show up for a coffee machine because he's in the market for a coffee machine. Let's show him my ad. It's Amazon coming up with a prompt because it thinks this is what the customer might want to ask. Then it lets you sponsor this prompt so the customer can click on the sponsored ad and then buy the product. This all feels like very much gamed to me, gamed from Amazon to the sellers, because Amazon should have an incentive to help the customer find the right product, or if it's on your product detail page, find all the right answers to make the purchase happen, regardless if the prompt is sponsored or not. So this should all happen organically, in my opinion. Why do I need this prompt to be sponsored? Isn't Amazon incentivized to, just find the right answer for the customer together with me? This is what I really, really don't like. I don't see any benefit for the customer coming from the sponsored prompt, because the prompt comes up anyways from the AI agent. Why do we need to sponsor it? And with that question, thank you very much for listening again. See you next time. Have a good week. Bye-bye.